Hello BTS lover. The night was quiet. There was nothing to be heard but the swish of the wind that touched the tightly closed tent of the barracks. Inside a military area hidden from public view, a meeting took place. No one expected that two big names in the Korean entertainment world, Jimin and Jungkook from BTS, you're in a room with so much tension. Many questions arise. Why did they meet secretly? What exactly happened? And why was this meeting covered up? According to some internal sources, this meeting was not just an ordinary reunion between two friends separated by conscription. There was something much deeper, more complicated, and more emotional that happened at night. Even some military staff close to the site called the atmosphere heavy and full of emotional stress. For the army, of course, this is no ordinary news. This is a moment that could change their view of the closeness of two BTS members who have so far seemed unshakable. Jungkook, who was serving in the main barracks of the Elite Forces Division, it is known to have received special permission that night. The source, who did not want to be named, said Jungkook had been anxious since the afternoon. He refused to eat dinner with his colleagues and preferred to stay in his room. In fact, when senior officers greeted him, Jungkook only replied with a small nod without a word. Hours later, a vehicle without an official military license plate was seen entering the compound. Shortly thereafter, Jimin emerged from the vehicle, wearing a thick black jacket and a mask that covered almost his entire face. There were no warm hugs when they met. No laughter. Just a deep look. It was as if they had kept something they could never say in public for a long time. Both of them went straight into the commander's private room, which had been emptied. The door is tightly closed. No one knows what's going on inside, but from the outside, some soldiers who happened to pass had heard quiet sounds that sounded like someone was holding back tears. This meeting is not without reason. A few days before, Army has started to suspect after Jimin's upload that is so ambiguous appeared on social media. Photo of the night sky with the caption, "Tonight, something long held will finally come off." Many thought it was just Jimin's usual poetic expression, but it turned out to be the code of a secret meeting that had been planned long ago. What's holding back? Is that a feeling? Is it a secret? Or something that could change their relationship forever? Jungkook, who was known for being quiet when injured, never given any signal before. But that night, even his normally strong face looked so fragile. When Jimin walked out of the room an hour later, his face was wet with tears. He's not staring at anyone. He immediately got into the vehicle and left. Jungkook didn't follow him. He stood at the door of the room, silent, like someone who had just lost something precious. Since that night, the atmosphere in the barracks has changed. Jungkook is back to being a private person. Some colleagues said he often spent a long time on the training field. Some said he had refused calls from his family. Some army watchers also noticed that Jungkook no longer likes some of the posts on the group's official account that he usually actively follows. All this made the public wonder, what really happened at night? Is this the end of such a strong friendship? Or is it just the beginning of the truth that has been covered up? Korean media began to move quickly. One of the senior entertainment journalists even said that they had already smelled the tension between Jimin and Jungkook since the end of last year. A lot of speculation has sprung up. Some say that this meeting is related to BTS's future decisions. Some believe that the two are in an emotional conflict that cannot be resolved through messages or video calls alone. They need to meet face to face to express things that can only be said through the eyes. But what struck Army the most was the speculation that one of them had decided to stay away for an indefinite time. This issue arose after an insider said that the last sentence Jimin said that night was, "I'm sorry, but I can no longer behave as if everything is fine." Does this mean that there are old wounds that do not heal? Were their feelings ever more than just a casual friendship? Or was the meeting the last resort to end the inner conflict that they had been hiding from millions of fans around the world? This story is not finished yet. But that night has opened a new chapter in Jimin and Jungkook's relationship. A meeting in the dark, in a place that should not be a witness to feelings that cannot be expressed in words. And now, the whole world is waiting. I wonder if the two will talk, or dwell in a wound that only they know the depth of. After Jimin's departure that night, time seemed to stop for Jungkook. He did not return to his barracks until almost dawn. One of the witnesses said that Jungkook was walking alone in a grassy field that was wet with dew, staring at the same sky they had gazed at together before conscription separated them. No goodbye hugs, no warm goodbyes. Only distance and agonizing silence. It didn't take long until the army began to sense that something was wrong. Those who have followed every move of their idol's steps with the eyes of the heart immediately catch the odd vibrations. Many of them began to unpack the archives of Jimin and Jungkook's interactions from live broadcasts, interviews, even old video cuts that used to be taken for granted. Now it is assessed as clues of pent-up emotions that were not realized before. One of the clips that went viral again was when Jimin stared at Jungkook in a 2022 interview. In the video, Jimin's smile appears weak when Jungkook is asked about the future. "I'll keep going as long as the army and Hyung stay with me," Jungkook said at the time. But at that time, Jimin looked away for a moment. It's like hiding something the camera doesn't want to see. Now, that moment is getting reinterpreted. Did Jimin know that there would be a time when they could no longer walk together as before? The issue of the reason for this meeting was sticking wild in cyberspace. Some have speculated that the two had disagreements over the future of the group. Jimin is known to be sensitive and empathetic. It is said to feel heavy with the pressure to always show a happy image in front of the public. Jungkook, the beloved magne, chose to silence all feelings through hard work and solitude. This complex combination creates a distance that is invisible, but more and more real. Meanwhile, Big Hit Entertainment's office remains silent. There is no official statement. There is no clarification. This only makes the rumors grow. Social media is flooded with hashtags like #ProtectJimin, #WeLoveYouJungkook, and even #Taekook is real back, sticking out as an emotional escape from the confused, sad, and worried fans. Many reveal that no matter what happens, they just want both to be happy separate or together. A former BTS stylist who is now inactive suddenly uploaded a cryptic message. In his Instagram story, he wrote, "Some things are not for the public to know, but sincere love will always find its way." It didn't take long. The screenshot story spread widely and sparked more speculation. Does this lead to Jimin and Jungkook's personal relationship being more than just friendship? In one international fan community, an Italian army officer wrote at length about how he believes the relationship has long been in the shadow of industrial pressures. It's not just about love and separation. They face a whole world that continues to highlight and demand. Maybe that night was when they were truly honest with each other, for the first time. The interesting thing is, a few days after the meeting, Jimin had deleted a song from his public playlist. The song is called "Let Me Go" and is full of painful lyrics about an untenable attachment. The army speculated, does the song reflect what Jimin feels? Is it his silent way of telling the world that something has changed? On the other hand, Jungkook uploaded an abstract image on the group's official account. The picture looks like two thin lines that were originally side by side, then slowly move away in the opposite direction. His caption was just one word: "Shut up." It didn't take long. This image sparked tens of thousands of comments. Someone wrote, "You don't have to talk. We know you're hurt." Another wrote, "We know who the line is." Time flies. But the questions never really disappeared. As the seasons change and new news comes and goes, the story of the dark meeting of Jimin and Jungkook remains alive in the hearts of fans. Not only as gossip, but as a real symbol that behind the sparkling popularity and magnificent stage, there were two humans struggling, crying, and trying to understand each other.